Alrighty, good morning ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. This is actually going to be my first cast in like a week and a half. I banked up a whole bunch to get over my work travel period, and work travel is over. I hate going on work travel. I always have, always will, but it's over now for at least another few months hopefully. So time to get back into it, relax, and of course start casting some more StarCraft 2 stuff. So let's introduce the players. The player doing a command center into double barracks opening is Mr. ForGG. He's 24 years of age from South Korea, plays for Team Millennium, and we know that he is a very, very awesome player. And his opponent down at the bottom left side of the map, who's also going for a fairly fast expansion, although not as fast as ForGG, is going to be Mr. Welmu. He is 20 years of age from Finland, plays for the New Row Soft team. So very, very awesome stuff. This is taken from WCS Season 2 Europe. Yeah, I've got to have a bit of a dig around and see if they've released Season 3 replays since I've been at work, since I've been on my trip, because yeah, I don't know. I mean, they probably should have, because the season finals have finished, I assume. They were running like 2 weeks ago or something like that, so I assume they're finished. And yeah, should be out there. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. This poor SCV, man, went completely the wrong way. And I'm going to have to go all the way over here to scout. I assume that Welmu has already scouted this stuff, so very, very nice stuff. And yes, where's my zoom? There we go. So what do we got going on down here? We do have a fast robotics facility coming on out, and who knows what he may be going for. Maybe shooting straight for Colossus in this game, which wouldn't be a bad idea. He's going to need these other two gas, obviously, if he does do that, but still trying to get things sorted. Meanwhile, ForGG moving out a little bit with a bunch of Marines. I don't know if he's actually going to try and attack with those. Maybe, maybe not. It wouldn't be a bad idea though, considering that Welmu is pushing really hard for that fast Colossus tech. So he's got to be relatively open. Not many gateways. He's only got one gateway at the moment. Gate tech not even finished yet. So yeah, he's in a very, very bad position if he does get attacked by any amount of army. And it does look like they are moving out across the map, waiting for one marauder. So yeah, how Welmu does is going to come down to the next minute or so. He needs to build at least 2 more gateways if he wants to get enough tech to deal with these guys. He doesn't have any gateways at the moment. He's not building any gateways. He's not going to be able to see these guys. Oh no, they move off a little bit, and there we go. So 2 stalkers are going to spot it instantly. We do have a sentry coming on down. That's not going to help too much because you can't block off this entire ramp. We do have a first Colossus coming out. I don't think it's going to be in time. The only thing he can do is Nexus overcharge this, buy himself some time to get some units out, but he desperately needs some more gateways at the moment. Here we go, 2 more gateways coming out, and there we go. There's the Nexus overcharge. He's going to fall back. I thought for a second he was going to run past, but that is, of course, what the sentry is there for. Where is that damn sentry? I do not know. I don't actually know where the sentry is. I could have sworn he was building one. There it is. It's over there. So yeah, all he needs to do is Nexus overcharge and then force field that ramp. And they cannot, if they push past and go in here, there's just open season. But Welmu, he's had a little bit of a scare there, but now he has gotten past it. And yes, now he should be okay building a ton more gateways. Should be in a good position. The question is, does ForGG know about the Colossus? And I think the answer is going to be no at this point. I really don't think he does know about the Colossus. He's going to expect Colossus at some point in the game, but I don't think he's going to be expecting any Colossus to be out in the field right now. And that is going to screw him over because one is almost out and there's already another one out there. So 2 Colossus are going to cause so much damage. We can see him moving out there. He's got a lot more forces. 3 Marauders total. Is going to be decent. He's going to be able to shred all these units. He's going to have a decent chance of taking out the Nexus, but against 2 Colossus, it's not going to go all that well for him. I don't think he can push through and actually destroy these 2 Colossus. Here we go. The factory is going to be moving in. Should be able to scout the Colossus. Let's see if he does. Yes. Well, he's definitely scouted the Colossus right there. And look at this. Force field's all the way behind it. The Colossus doing a great job at knocking everything down. They are taking quite a bit of damage here. Stimming in, trying to snipe that. 1 Colossus just barely manages to survive. The other one, they're having a good crack at it as well. The Marauders managed to take it out, but at the same time, Welmu's entire force what? Sorry, 4GG's entire force was destroyed trying to get that done. So props to him for trying to snipe the Colossus. He did a pretty good job, but he lost all of his forces. I think the only reason that 4GG didn't just get completely obliterated is because he had a very sizable Marauder presence in his army. And of course, Marauders last a lot longer against Colossus than Marines did. If it was a mass Marine, he would have been absolutely screwed fighting off against those two Colossus. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful snipe. And he's going for the other Colossus as well. See if he can get it. It looks like he might be able to. Yes, at the very last second does get it. And now Welmu has been reduced to straight up ground forces, which he does still have a decent amount of. But is it going to be enough without any Colossus to actually push in here? I'm guessing no. Does not look like it. He doesn't have Zealot speed, so yes, it's just going to be a slow push. Oh, 4GG actually sending out a ton of workers as well to push these guys away. He's obviously a little bit worried. This cannot be a death push. This cannot be an all-in because, well, I mean, 4GG has got to realize that there's going to be a Colossus out there by the time he gets over. Here's a Colossus actually out there. He's going to turn around, start shredding these guys, and that is it. The workers have already gone back. These guys are just going to press on. I don't think they're going to be able to start this Colossus, and 4GG has to think about getting some Vikings out now. He's done a pretty good job with what he's got so far, but damn, he's got to think about getting those Vikings out, because long term, that's what's going to get it done for him. So, yes. So far, both players doing a pretty good job, pretty even on the income. 4GG, of course, quite far ahead because of the 3 mules that he does have. And this factory finally going to be scared away, but yeah, got in there quite well. Did some good stuff. Very, very nice scouting. And now we do have some Vikings finally come out. He's finally happy with his medevac numbers. We'll see. He's going to continue to try and snipe the Colossus with his ground units. Gets one, but is forced away from the other one by the sheer amount of Zealots in front of him. The Zealots do go down. He's going to try and move in, but more Zealots keep coming down, and more Zealots keep coming down. And he's going to have to get out of here. It's just not working. He does not have enough actual firepower to take out everything, especially when those Colossus are at the backside. So, yeah, I think 4GG maybe needs to learn his lesson a little bit, because going in there 5 minutes ago, maybe he could have made it happen, but at this stage, no. And he's just chucking away valuable resources every time he does it. So, I'd be very surprised if he tries to do that again. I was actually quite surprised that he tried to do it this time, because yeah, with Colossus and all that sort of stuff, there was no real chance that he was going to be able to take out the army with that army. I mean, he had a very, very heavy medevac presence, but he still lost quite a lot of ground force, and I don't think that was a good decision. So, we'll see. Very nice taking that pylon out. Obviously, a drop on the way around to the side, which would have been good, but Welmu was prepared for it, so wouldn't have done much anyway. And let's see, how many Vikings do we have? 4. Needs to get a fair bit more than that. Although Welmu has stopped on the Colossus. He's going for the High Templar tech at the moment. He's going to be doing that instead. War Prism as well. So we may be seeing some storm drops coming down from Welmu pretty soon. Defense-wise, there is pretty much nothing to stop that. Although even if there was a missile turret, you can't really stop a storm drop with a missile turret. You need actual units to start picking them off. But 4GG is nothing if not persistent. He's moving on in, gets the Observer. Very, very nice pickup. And yeah, moving in. So the probe about to build a 3rd base, thinks that it may not be a very good idea and decides to go off somewhere else instead. And maybe going to be building one here, or who knows. So yeah. Here we go. 3rd base coming down for Mr. 4GG. He's obviously already built it. Just going to be moving it across. The Warp Prism coming on in. Is he just going to warp down some High Templar straight off? Yeah, I guess he is. Are they going to have enough energy? No, it looks like he's just going for Zealots at this point. Does have Zealot legs, which is pretty sweet. Do we have reinforcements? There are over there, sort of. So, yeah, a couple of Marauders as well. It should be able to shred these guys quite easily. And, yeah, 4GG actually moving his main forces back. I don't know if that was necessary to take care of these guys. I think he's going to be okay. The Vikings need to start figuring out where that Warp Prism is, though. And they are finally doing that. Going to be taking it out. That is nice. Meanwhile, the main army of Welmu going to be moving out. He's got a lot of Zealots, but not too many High Templars. Here come all the High Templars. They're rocking and ready to go. And ForGG, without any ghosts in his army, is going to be very hard pressed. This could be it right here. ForGG. He could move in, he could get that living hell stormed out of him, and he could go down just like this, and I think that's probably what's going to happen. We can see a beautiful flank with the High Templars. Storm starting to go down in a very, very big way. ForGG dodges out of the way, but there's so many more storms to come here. And yeah, it's looking good. Very, very heavy Marauder presence though, so they will be able to soak up the storms a lot better. Taking care of the Zealots very, very nicely. I think the Colossus have gone down already. Storms doing a lot of damage, but ForGG continuing to hold on with his Marauders, and he's actually knocked back this army. I would have thought he'd crumble under the storms, but so many Marauders, and they've just soaked up so much damage and come out ahead. And Welmu is... he's got to be flabbergasted at this point. He's got to be like, what the hell do I need to do? He's building more High Templars. He really needs more Immortals at this point. Immortals would be really, really good. But I don't know if he's got enough time to get out the Immortal numbers he needs. And now ForGG turning it around. His army size is fantastic. And I don't know if, even if Welmu had like 50 robotics facilities, I don't know if he could actually do anything about this. There are a ton of storms waiting to happen here. Starting to go down. Marauders starting to take some serious hits. They're not at a ton of health, but they are being healed up consistently by these medevacs, which is helping them to stay alive a lot longer. And ForGG looks like he may be playing it safe, not going for the total kill, just going to be sniping this third base, and then maybe going to be pushing in there. I don't know, he's okay at this point. I mean, he can play it safe, he can fall back, build up a big army, and then come in, because I don't think Welmu is really going to be able to do too much about it. But he decides to push in, and Welmu does give the GG. So that is it. Great job there for Mr. ForGG. And yeah, it just shows, man, when you are facing a Triple M army, which is more Marauder than Marine, storms are not all that effective. You really have to lay them on thick. And even then, if there's enough medevacs, the Marauders just keep on trucking. And they destroy every single Protoss unit very, very well. There's no real Protoss ground units that the Marauders don't just obliterate. I mean, Zealots take a bit of firepower to get through, but when you got this many Marauders, it doesn't matter too much. You just go in there and you just own them all. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching this game. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned.